Hello students, welcome back to the online class. In this video, we are going to understand the second part of our poem. Please listen. Now, before understanding this stanza, but when you accept, we will put a glance on the previous part of this poem and the theme. In this poem, a young boy or girl is there, that is the narrator of this poem, and he expects from us, means parents, friends and the readers, that they just should give an uh, an an ear which is sympathetic, means they should just listen to him with sympathy. They should not give any advice, or they should not try to solve his problem. And this is why he is irritated and he tells that you are making me weak. If you are trying to solve my problem, or if you are giving me advice, that is not good for me. Now let us understand the next stanza. But when you accept as a simple fact that I feel what I feel, no matter how irrational, means you accept this simple thing that whatever I feel that is a fact, that is truth. And don't try to convince me that it is good or it is bad, whatever I think, no matter how irrational means it can be useless, then I can stop trying to convince you. If you listen, I will stop trying to convince you and get about this business of understanding what's behind this irrational feeling. This line tells that you you try to understand what is behind this irrational feeling. You never try to understand that what is there behind my irrational or useless feeling. You always think that my thinking is useless, and you never try to understand what is behind my irrational feeling or my feeling. You always try to give some advices. So writer is telling in these three lines to the listener as well as to his parents that you leave this business and you understand what is behind my irrational feeling or my feeling. And when that's clear, the answers are obvious and I don't need advice. Means when you will understand what is there behind my feelings and why I think in a particular way. Whenever you will understand this, that time you will get all the answers and you will not give the advice and I will not need the advice. You will understand that I am right. Irrational feelings make sense when we understand what's behind them. This thing only poet is saying that even if my feelings are looking useless, irrational, if you understand what is behind them, you will understand that these feelings are not useless actually. Now, perhaps that's why prayer works sometimes for some people, because God is mute and He doesn't give advice or try to fix things. Here, the writer is telling that people do prayer to God, people offer prayer to God, and here God is mute means who does not say anything. So God does not say anything, and this is why God just listens whatever the prayers are there of people. And this is why sometimes prayers work. Why work? Because God listens. God never gives a reply. And this is why these prayers become true. And that is the secret of the prayers becoming true. What is the secret? That God does not say anything. God is mute, silent. This is why prayers work. If God will say your prayer is correct or wrong, that time perhaps people would have felt something bad about God. So God is always silent. He never says anything about any prayer. He just listens to the prayer. So here God doesn't give advice or try to fix things. God doesn't do anything. He just listens the prayers, and people actually do the prayer and then they do the things by themselves. And this is why people solve their problems by themselves. Now God just listens and lets you work it out for yourself. Means you by your own work on your problems. God doesn't work. God just listens you. What is your prayer? You only work on your problem and you solve it. And God doesn't do anything. God just listens to you. So please listen and just hear me. This is why the writer is telling to his parents, please listen and just hear me. And if you want to talk, wait a minute for your turn and I will listen to you. Now, the author is saying that you don't disrupt or discontinue my saying, my expression, whatever I want to express. You listen me completely, then you will understand that my feeling is not useless. And if you want to talk, then after listening to me, your turn will come. I will be silent and I will completely listen to you. But you don't say that I should not say this thing or I should not think this way. And this is how our poem was. Author is unknown here. Thereafter, here throughout the poem, a figure of speech is there, apostrophe. In apostrophe, the addressee means to whom we address is absent. Even if readers are also the listeners, then also we will consider readers are absent here. In the poem, we are not present, and in front of the narrator, the boy, the parents are also here not present. So this is not a dialogue. This is just a poem which is spoken alone by the narrator. So apostrophe figures of speech is there. Whenever the listener is absent and we address to the listener, that time apostrophe figure of speech is used. Apostrophe is also used for the things which are inanimate or non-living things. Now after this, let us understand the appreciation of this poem. Appreciation of poem, please listen. The author of the poem, please listen, is unknown. The central idea of this poem is that the poet is asking the readers or his her parents to listen to what others want to tell us. They just want to unburden themselves, means the speaker or such people. We must not give our advice when people do not want our advice. We get irrational feelings at times. But if we listen them, we can understand what is behind those irrational feelings. Poet says that we must not consider ourselves helpless. We don't need ready-made solutions. What we want is someone's sympathetic ear. This poem does not have any rhyme scheme, hence it is a free verse poem. This poem is called as free verse poem. Any rhyme scheme is not there. Figures of speech used in this poem are apostrophe, repetition, etc. So this is how our poem was. If you have any doubts, you can ask. So take care. Thank you so much.